In this video, go back in time to 1941, when the most popular superhero in the land was Captain Marvel, who was not only outselling Superman comics, but beat Superman to the punch with an amazing movie serial that was well ahead of its time, with special effects, flying scenes, and action scenes that were more realistic than some of those that were shown on Superman movie serials that wouldn't be coming out for another 7 years. And perhaps push to the limit what a hero could do on screen and still be considered a hero. We'll look at this plus lots of cool facts and some mind-boggling goofs as well. Hang on to your hat because we're about to go into high adventure mode. Artist C.C. Beck and writer Bill Parker created Captain Marvel in 1939. Captain Marvel first appeared in Whiz Comics number 2, cover dated February 1940, and was published by Fawcett Comics. Young Billy Batson, by speaking the magic word Shazam, gains the powers and abilities of 6 immortal elders: Solomon, Hercules, Atlas, Zeus, Achilles, and Mercury. Captain Marvel was the most popular superhero of the 1940s, outselling even Superman. So it was no wonder that national periodical publications we now know as DC Comics today was challenging Fawcett Comics legally, claiming that Captain Marvel was much too much like Superman.
We'd have had Bentley's lens too if it hadn't been for Captain Marvel.
I believe I found a way to take care of him.
Republic wanted to do a movie serial with Superman, but they couldn't get the rights because Paramount had the Superman movie rights at the time for their animated shorts. So Republic went with Captain Marvel instead, resulting in the 1941 serial. The main plot focuses on a scientific expedition where young Billy Batson is given the ability to change himself into Captain Marvel by the wizard Shazam, who tells him his powers will last only as long as the golden scorpion idol is threatened, and heaven help anybody that gets in his way. Captain Marvel shows no mercy in this movie serial, even less than Cobra Kai. Well, at least he threw that guy in the water. And this guy just wasn't looking where he was going, so it's not Captain Marvel's fault. How much you want to bet he's going to wish he hadn't done that? Now, Batman always says that criminals are a superstitious, cowardly lot, but this guy brings new meaning to the phrase screaming like a girl. I bet Captain Marvel was thinking, bummer. The villain of the serial is the Scorpion, who wants the Scorpion idol for all the power that it possesses. This is a very good movie serial. It feels like an early Indiana Jones movie or one of those Brendan Fraser mummy movies mixed in with a superhero plot. I wouldn't doubt if this serial inspired Spielberg and Lucas when they made the Indiana Jones movies. Fun and adventure are the biggest selling point of this serial, and if you thought about watching just one serial in your lifetime, this probably should be the one. Of course, that doesn't mean I can't find a few goofs or things to complain about. You'll see later on in the video.
I don't understand it.
But I really did enjoy the serial, even better the second time around that I watched it. Captain Marvel's costume is very accurate to the first comic appearance of the character in Whiz Comics number 2. And the quality of the costume is miles ahead of what Batman was wearing on his first serial, which looked like it was way too big and baggy. The costume was good enough that Jerry Ordway brought it back in the 90s for his critically acclaimed Power of Shazam comic book series. Flying was done by blending 3 different methods together. First, there were scenes where Tom Tyler was on wires with a projected sky behind him in conjunction with a wind and fog machine. Wires are visible in some scenes more than in others. In the other method, Captain Marvel flies sometimes with the aid of a dummy on a string. This method was created by Howard and Theodore Lidecker and was performed using a dummy that was slightly larger than life at 7 feet tall and made of paper mache, so it weighed only 15 pounds. The uniform was made of thin silk and cotton. It would slide across 2 wires from one end of the camera's view to the other, making it look like Marvel himself was flying from one side to the other side. This system was originally intended for use in the Superman serial that Republic never got to do. A prototype dummy was even built, but later discarded. If the dummy needed to fly upwards, the dummy would be slid backwards, and then they would reverse the film so that it would look like it was flying up. It does work pretty well in most scenes. I think the only thing that gives it away in some cases is when they get the camera a little too close. I think maybe if they had made the dummy instead of 7 feet tall exactly Tom Tyler's height, maybe it would have worked just a tiny bit better, but it was still a pretty good effect. Stuntman David Sharpe was the human part of the equation. Dressed as Captain Marvel, he would leap from a high point as if he were flying, and then he would roll with his landing at the very last second. He performed other stunts as well, such as backflipping and knocking down bad guys. I think David Sharpe would have been an awesome Spider-Man. As I've said before in my video of the Superman serial, I like the cartoon bullet effect that they use to simulate bullets bouncing off of Superman's chest. But I have to admit the Captain Marvel serial's version is a bit more realistic. But this scene from Adaman vs. Superman is still probably my favorite. It's just a lot of fun. Now it's time we look at a couple of goofs. In this scene, Captain Marvel has to lift a big tree out of the way so his friends can get their car past before a bomb explodes. Well, apparently a crew member was worried about whether or not Captain Marvel could pull this off or not, and he had to sneak a peek.
Let's not lose our tempers.
Yes, gentlemen, we mustn't get rattled.
Yes, please don't get rattled. I mean, finding a couple goofs is no way and reflect the overall quality of a show or movie or anything else. Bloopers and goofs can be a lot of fun to watch.
I don't know.
So if this doesn't hurt Captain Marvel, and this is no big deal for Captain Marvel, then how does Captain Marvel get knocked down by nothing more than a chair?
Why doesn't that guy answer?
One thing that aggravated me was that Billy Batson was always waiting too long to say Shazam, or Captain Marvel was always saying Shazam too soon when there was still stuff going on. Okay, technically this wasn't a goof. It was more like Billy Batson just had a lot of pride because he was young, I guess, and he didn't need the power of Captain Marvel. He could do it all himself, right?
Tell me the secret, and Miss Wallace goes free. Well?
But there is one thing that definitely bugged me, is that Billy Batson was always getting gagged so he couldn't say Shazam, even when other people were captured and they weren't gagged. It just didn't make any sense.
Tell me the secret, and Miss Wallace goes free. Well?
Well, good luck getting an answer out of him. Well, let me divert your attention just for a second to a newer goof from the newer movies that just kind of bugs me, and I figure I might as well talk about it while I'm talking about, Captain Marvel.
Who are you? His name is Thundercrack.
Come on, guys, this isn't that hard.
Captain Marvel.
Yes.
Yeah, his name is Captain Sparkle Fingers.
No, it's not. No, it's not. That's not my name.
And I wouldn't be here right now if Captain Marvel hadn't rescued me.
It's my sidekick, Captain Every Power Jr.
Hey!
Wonder if that was deliberate.
You're the best, Captain Marvel.
Yeah, go high voltage.
Well, at least somebody knows his name. See, the thing is, at the end of the movie, the second new movie, they decide that his name is Shazam, which makes no sense. I mean, what if somebody asked Captain Marvel, what is your name? And he says Shazam, and he turns right back into Billy Batson right in the middle of an emergency. Or right in front of everybody, and there goes his secret identity. Sorry to get distracted. Let me say one more thing, and then we're right back on topic. Let me say that Zachary Levi is fun to watch, as whoever it is that he's playing when he's supposed to be playing Captain Marvel. Call this next one a goof or just an interesting detail. When Billy Batson rams into a bad guy and they go over the bridge, it's obvious they used dummies at least for the bad guy for sure, because he looks really stiff. And this goof happened really quickly. It'd be very easy to miss. It looks like Captain Marvel has actually lost his balance, which a super powerful superhero like that probably wouldn't do in real life. Well, if superheroes were real. Before we get into the actor facts, let me say thanks for watching so far. Please comment and let me know what you think. And on a side note, did you ever notice how people in old movies always exit out the passenger side of a car, even when they're driving? I know they didn't have bucket seats, but still a bit curious. Was it really easier to slide across the seat versus walking around the vehicle? You see a lot of this on the Adventures of Superman TV series from the 50s. Do you remember this being a thing back in the day? Let me know in the comments. Now let's look at the actors. Tom Tyler was a real-life strongman, a weightlifting champion. According to oldtimestrongman.com, Tom Tyler was the 1928 AAU heavyweight lifting champion and first American to clean and jerk 300 pounds in an AAU competition.
That must be a trick of some kind.
Now, how many actors do you think today could lift 300 pounds over their head? Maybe The Rock. That's the first one that pops in my head. I don't know. According to what I read, Tom Tyler went through a lot of strenuous jobs before he got his break in Hollywood. He was a boxer, lumberjack, coal miner, different various strenuous type work. He was born Vincent Markowski. Of course, not only did he play Captain Marvel, he also played the Phantom in the serial The Phantom 1943. He appeared in 5 films with John Wayne, and he was also the Mummy in The Mummy's Hand in 1940. He appeared in a lot of westerns. Now sadly, according to IMDb's bio of Tom Tyler, he got rheumatoid arthritis, which crippled him within 3 years of having starred in Captain Marvel. But he was able to play in many supporting roles until he had to go live with his sister, where he died of a heart attack at the age of 50 in 1954. It's such a tragic thing to happen to a man who took his physical fitness so seriously. Frank Coghlan Jr., who played Billy Batson, was a popular child actor. When he was older, he appeared with Shirley Temple in Merrily Yours and Pardon My Pups. Oh, there's one thing I forgot to ask y'all earlier. Does Billy Batson remind you of Jerry Matters on the Leave It to Beaver show, or was it just me?
My name is...
All is known to me.
Billy's even got a friend named Whitey, just like on Leave It to Beaver.
I don't understand it.
Anyways, after starring in Captain Marvel in 1941, Coghlan became a naval aviator in World War II. He later headed the Navy's Motion Picture Cooperation Program, acting as a liaison between the Navy and the Hollywood studios. After 23 years in 1965, he returned to acting. He went on to appear in conventions where fans lined up to see the old Billy Batson. He even did a cameo appearance on the Shazam TV series in the 70s on the Season 1 episode, The Braggart.
It's abandoned now, but we sometimes use it as a holding area for new animals. Hop in, I'll drive you over.
Sadly, he died in 2009. Well, authors Jim Harmon and Donald F. Glutt have said that The Adventures of Captain Marvel is unquestionably one of the finest movie serials ever made, possibly the best with the exception of the 3 Flash Gordon epics. Author William C. Klein describes this as one of the most outstanding of all serials and Republic's masterpiece. Filmmaker Quentin Tarantino called Tyler's Marvel the most homicidal berserker superhero of cinema. Well, as far as my opinion goes, if you like to see some good old-fashioned action adventure and a little bit of mystery, you'd probably like watching this. I mean, I did enjoy it. So, anyway, that's the video for today. Please check out some of my other videos. I got some videos on the movie serials of Superman and lots of classic television stuff. And if you get a chance, check out my other channel, Frady Cat Cartoons, for some family entertainment with, well, my own animated characters. In my last couple of videos, I teamed them up with the Three Stooges just for fun. Thanks. Have a good day. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell for future notifications. Hit the like because it really helps the video and the channel. Appreciate it, y'all. Y'all have a great day.